Going silent.
That was fun. How about that? Anyone? Go! Pop that armor.
All right, MSI. I'm not one for rousing speeches, but the captain needs our help. So,
Company ammo. Serves you right.
I'll take this one. Take him down.
Company ammo. I can collect 9 down.
I'll be... and the wayward...
These days, I'm more interested in...
I knew I smelled...
Keep talking.
When you go... I'm not in your way, you dumb... Besides, I don't know what you think you're doing here, but...
They're on us. Don't mess with us. their mistake.
This is nice. Calm before the storm and all that. Hope you're right about this, Captain.
Captain, you've disrupted the balance of power. Do you imagine those barbarians from Monarch are running wild in my... You're nothing but a rabble-rouser. I have no intention of dying. I admit I miscalculated the extent of your... I have Dr. Wells in my custody. Fair enough. This
I am a sword!
Get me out of here!
You don't know how glad I am to see you. You did the right thing. Akande was a monster. Her death was my... And you lunatic, you broke into the... I'm all right, thanks to you. You've broken the board's stranglehold on this You and I are going to... I would like nothing more... Earth has gone dark. 2 years ago, the Earth's Directorate's frigate...
They haven't exactly been hands-on around here.
Earth is humanity's home planet, Miss Fenhill. The psychological...
So we've got to make do on our own.
You're quite right. We're in serious trouble, my friend. Do you know what this means for House? Yeah. We must begin the revival process immediately. We're going to need a leader, and I can't imagine... I can't tell you... When I revived you, we can't save House. We are not a colony anymore. Our last
The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment she landed in Emerald Vale, her actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the end of the board's authority. But the board's mistakes would haunt the colony for decades to come. The damage they left behind was from the moment she landed in Emerald. The OSI teaches that everything in the universe happens according to the grand plan. But the stranger that arrived in Halcyon was an unplanned variable. From the moment she landed in Emerald Vale, her actions altered the course of history. The events on Tartarus brought about the Hope scientists and engineers woke up in a colony descending headlong into total collapse. The people of Halcyon were nothing if not hardy. In the absence of the board's authority, in the years to come, Halcyon was forced to reckon with its newfound freedom. The board was gone. Sanjar's civil liberties and worker-centric policies were slow to catch on with the other corporations. But as consumed by paranoia, Lilia Hagen took Sublight Salvage in a controversial direction, openly accusing board officials of an extraterrestrial. Adelaide McDevitt replaced Reed Thompson as the leader of Edgewater. She and her followers transformed Edgewater in their image. As for Reed Thompson, it was said that he lasted exactly 2 days. Under the leadership of Junlei Tennyson, the Groundbreaker held firm against corporate influence. The rediscovery of the Hope and the abandonment of the Lifetime Employment Program forced Byzantium to come to terms with some uncomfortable realities about Your influence shifted Ellie's perspective. She finally admitted, albeit grudgingly, that she just might need. Life in Halcyon was sobering for Felix Millstone. The grand revolution he dreamed of never came. There was no great awakening for the colony. After all he'd seen and heard adventuring with you, the vicar Maximilian de Soto renounced his faith. Once the matter with the Hope colonists was resolved, Junlei bashfully asked Parvati. The stories of her adventures spread across the colony, and Parvati soon found herself the center. Nyoka returned to Monarch to take another crack at making a permanent life for herself. She formed the... Before his untimely death, Captain Alex Hawthorne had plans to restore and modify it for combat purposes. Minister Clark was released from house arrest, and his contact with you gave him a sense of renewed purpose and vigor. As for Dr. Phineas Wells, though he was always haunted by the failures of the revival project was hard and painful work. Dr. Wells laid the groundwork for the project to save the colony, but he would never live to see the fruit. Life will never be the same in Halcyon. It is widely agreed that the colony has a chance of... And what about you? Long after Wells passed away, you carried on his work with more energy, determination. No one knows what's happened to Earth, and no one knows what the future has in store for Halcyon.